What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a good one. I wanted to make a little video, kind of like a follow-up on the previous video, which was about prayer. This one more so like how to pray more effectively, right? Um, First of all, it's we have to remove all doubt, right? We have to remove all doubt and worry, as hard or impossible as that may seem, right? As hard or impossible as that may seem. Like, I know how hard that shit fucking is, right? Removing doubt and worry. It's hard, right? It's hard. But the more you practice, like faith, like you get better at it, right? Like anything you practice, you get better at. So removing doubt and worry is pretty much our only job. Like with doubt and worry, like how do we help with what we're praying for, right? We kind of push it away when we doubt, when we worry. One other thing is so it's more of a matter of building up the trust, right? Building up the trust. And it's also like this is very, very one of those things, a difference that makes a difference. When we pray, it's not an asking, you know what I mean? It's not an asking way. More effectively or more powerful is giving thanks. Like giving thanks for that thing that you want, as if it were already there, right? Because when we ask, it's like a beggar, like energy, right? We're asking, right? And we're not beggars. So you give thanks, almost. I don't want to say demanding, but even in the Bible it says when you claim boldly, right? You claim boldly, right? Because it's already yours, right? Like you have a divine right to everything and anything in this universe. And I'll get back to the asking, rather than, giving thanks rather than asking. Like, traditionally, for thousands of years, prayer's been used, right? And traditionally, the way that we've always done it as human beings is clasping our hands, bowing our head, and getting on our knees, right? So that's the traditional way, right? That's the way it's done it for thousands of years, and to a certain degree, it's kind of like a symbol, right? Like a universal symbol, like I need help. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like sending a message out into the universe or to God of help, right? So that always makes it more powerful rather than if you're standing or things like that, right? So getting on your knees, even Denzel Washington, one time I saw an interview with Denzel Washington, and kind of like the thing he concluded it or boiled it down to, he was just like God, right? He said when you go to sleep at night, put your shoes as far under your bed as you can, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get on your knees. Like you're forced to, right? Like it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing of getting on our knees, right? Like Drake, he has this one song where he says, I prayed and then I prayed again. I had a moment and it came and went. Like universally, we kind of all know, right? Like we have a problem, and we gotta bend that knee. You know what I mean? We got to bend that knee. I remember this one really wise spiritual lady. That's what she would say. That's all she would say. She would say to bend that knee, right? Like you have a problem, bend that knee. So going back to the like why we give thanks rather than asking. There's this book, Conversations with God, with Neil Walsh Tyson or Neil Walsh deGrasse. I haven't read the book, but I just flipped through it one time that I was at a bookstore. But I heard an interview with him, and what he pretty much explains is that God just says yes. That's it. God just says yes. So if I'm asking, like, God, I have a lot of problems, please help me with all my problems, he just says yes. Yes, you have a lot of problems. Yes, you need help with all your problems. So he gives you more situations to where you need to ask for help because you have a lot of problems, right? It's just a yes, so you get whatever you're asking for. So if I say, God, I don't know what to do with my life, or God, I please help me. We're just creating more situations. God just says yes, yes, and therefore gives us more situations to where we need more help and we need more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a difference in dynamic, I want to say, is giving thanks, right? Because with our words we create our reality, with our words, with our minds, with our thoughts, with our feelings, emotions, actions. So when we're giving thanks, we're creating that reality as if it already is. But when we're asking, we're coming from, like I said, the beggar-like energy, right? So it's always more so of a giving thanks as if it already is, right? Also, too, like in the Kabbalah, they believe that in prayer, all you should pray for is for God to remove our obstacles, right? Like to remove the obstacles, because they say God already is, right? God already is. God already is all those things: love, abundance, health, serenity, peace, joy, right? God is already all those things. So we have to remove the obstacles that keep us away from God, right? From all those things that are already in our nature, right? So we got to remove the blockages, right? So when we pray, they say to pray to remove all the blockages. And I would, like, I practice that, but I do it instead of asking to remove. I give thanks for having removed all the blockages in my life. You know what I mean? Thanks for having removed all the obstacles and blockages, right? Whatever they may be, right? Another thing too is aligning with God's will, right? Because sometimes there are many times where we think we want something and it's just not in the cards, right? It's not in our highest good, right? It's not in our highest interest for growth, evolution, whatever the case. So when I say God's will is my will, and my will is God's will. When you align with God's will, the things that you thought you wanted, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Either way, they needed to get pushed out of the way. And it's the things that you needed, right? More so, kind of like how life is. You get what you need and more so than what you want, right? And it always turns out better than what you thought you wanted. And I think a part 3 to that, ways of praying, is claiming what's already ours, right? Claiming what's already yours. Like, we're all kings and queens, gods and goddesses, right? We already are. We're divine children of God. You know what I mean? we're everything and anything, right? All at the same time, right? We're all God's creation, so we're deserving of everything that this life has to offer, right? Everything that this universe has to offer, be that spiritually, material, in the material world. So it's claiming, right? Affirming, I am, right? I am, right? I am, right? And attaching whatever word you want to put to that: perfect health, radiant, peaceful, right? Loving, graceful, serene, right? So those three little things, man, like the Kabbalah asking to remove the blockages, to aligning with God's will. God's will is my will, and my will is God's will. And then affirming what is already ours, right? I will be honest, there are those moments where you're just like in those fucking most fucked up situations, right? Where you're in that shit and you're experiencing that shit and you just don't know what the fuck to do, and you just fucking cry or yell or with all your spirit, all your soul, all your heart for help, right? Like, fuck God, I don't know what the fuck to do, right? Like, help me, right? Help me. There are those situations where I would say, man, you just gotta do what you gotta do. I know that from experience, right? So there are those exceptions, right? There are those exceptions. Just we want to lean more towards the giving thanks kind of way, giving thanks kind of way. And if you're looking for a sign, there's this cool movie, man. It's called Serendipity. It's about kind of like science, right? Science from the universe, destiny, and you'll see that both of them are both working towards the same thing. You know what I mean? It's a cool movie, man. The only reason I really saw it was because of Kate Beckinsale. But it's a cool little movie. So yeah, man, I hope that helps. Remember the clasping hands, bowing our head and bending the knee is a very powerful kind of symbol, right? Signal out to the universe. Giving thanks rather than asking, and then aligning with God's will, removing the blockages and affirming what is already ours, right? Getting rid of that doubt little by little, and focusing more on the faith, right? Getting stronger in the faith. So I hope that helps. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you have a good one.